Hello there, welcome back to Worth the Effort Woodworking. Now there's a very common saying in our craft that if you can see a line, you can saw a line. Which basically means it doesn't matter how complex the joinery or how weird your angles are, as long as you can make the layout lines on the wood work, you'll be able to cut them out. It also means that over the years you're going to assemble quite an exotic and expensive collection of layout tools. But the funny thing is, the one tool I reach for the most often, for the most common angles, happens to be just a cheap little shop-made device I made about 3 years ago. I learned to make these things about 10 years ago. I've seen them referenced in 100-year-old textbooks. I even showed y'all how to make one at the beginning of our Dovetails Demystified video. What makes it so cool is it's incredibly durable, it fits in my pocket, I can take it wherever I want, and that makes it incredibly convenient. Which, if you were to get into production tool making like we are right now, does it make sense that this little doodad would be the first one you create? So here's that original gauge. It's a dovetail gauge, and as you can see, I've got a 1:7 ratio that allowed me to set my angles up for the left sides and the right side. Why do I choose 1:7? Basically because it's a good compromise between softwoods and hardwoods, and I personally like that angle as far as the looks wise. But the most important aspect of this is having a perfect 90 degrees. And most of my dovetails, the common angle is 90 degrees so that they will all line up. And I also use that angle on a lot of my other joinery. So this right here is the main asset of this particular gauge. It's also designed that I can gang cut my dovetails by going across two boards at the same time. And I use it with both my knives and pencils, and it works very, very well. As I said, this one's been beating around my bench for at least 3 years now. Now I want you to think about all the other tools you use to make 90-degree layouts. I hate to say it, but most of mine are kind of precious, unlike this thing right here. I mean, they get knocked around the bench. They can not only go out of calibration, but I drop on my concrete floor and they can flat out get broken. This thing, not so much. And what we're bringing to market is not only even more durable than this, but it's a lot more useful. Let me show you. And here it is, made of a solid block of 6061 T6, an aircraft quality aluminum known for its high tensile strength, durability, its corrosion resistance, and its stability compared to other aluminums out there. This thing is not going to warp on you. It's not going to corrode in your hand. It will take some serious abuse. I mean, just dropping on a concrete floor is not going to really do much. If you were to spike it right on a corner, well, you could still repair it with a mill file. It's very durable. It has a really high quality, dense feel to it. I really like this final prototype, and we are only going to improve upon it once we come out with a production run. So here you go. As you can see, I've still got the 1:7 degrees on both sides, and I have the 90 degrees just like my other one. Once again, I like the 1:7. It's a good compromise between hardwoods and softwoods, but if there is demand out there, I will make another one of these with just angles so that with one or two of these little jigs, you can cover all the angles you need on a typical selection of dovetails. It's all up to you. Y'all tell me if that'd be of interest to you. This thing is also about 3/4 of an inch thick, and I did that on purpose because a lot of the wood I use is 3/4 of an inch thick, and it makes it really convenient to lay out my mortises if I can just drop this down there and get a 1/4 of an inch mortise layout line right in the middle of the board. Or if you're like me, sometimes you can just use this as a set up your mortising gauges real quick and easy. But here's a piece de resistance of this little device. Yes, I have the 90 degrees, but I've also included 45. How do you say it like that? How easy would it be to now cut your mitered dovetails only using one gauge? Up until now you needed two. Now you can just lay out the miter, lay out your dovetails, one goes. Plus, think about how many other tools, how many other layout lines you use 45 on. So there you go, the first production tool to come from Worth the Effort Woodworking. A dovetail marker that is so much more than just a dovetail marker. It'll be the one you turn to quite a bit for just a sheer convenience. And we are having a pre-production special going on our website. So if you want to get an early bird special, head on over to wortheffort.com/store and check it all out. And I want you to remember one last thing. It is always worth the effort to learn, create, and share with others. Y'all be safe and have fun.